Dang, no Millennium Treasure here either. Oh hey there Wolfpack, Catastrophe here on my greatest expedition, uncovering rare artifacts. And you're in luck, cause we found a golden jewel, a classic beloved tale from
A dark side.
back in the dark side once more, with the good old-fashioned mummy frightmare. We love talking about horror monsters on our channel, and mummies are one of the top market for fun terror. This time, it's the dark side's turn to show off their mummified madness. The Grave Robber is considered another high-profile tale from this saga, since it's the first to actually feature a mummy as the central antagonist of a plot. The undead ragdolls have appeared from time to time in other Tales from the Darkside episodes, but they were usually a part of an ensemble cast, not entirely focused on if they were wrapped up in a larger, overarching story, or were walking in our first world nations, whereas today's tale is actually set within an Egyptian pyramid, and detailing an elaborate backstory on the ghoulie, luckily rewarding us a pretty trippy fable bound to this creature of the night. Darkside fans absolutely enjoy this premise because it's very imaginative, bizarre, eerie, makes excellent use of its setting, features a pretty monstrous mummy all over the screen, and somehow manages to carry some solid humor all at the same time.
Intriguing!
I've heard nothing but positive praise from fans, since this is another Darkside entry which does something fresh to spice up the show's amusement, and this undead monster became a fan fave, up there with Goosebumps' Prince Koru. Now, I will warn you that this is a different type of Darkside adventure. While the series was famous for its grim horror and supernatural flair, this mummy madness goes in a vastly opposite direction for the show. It's another small-scale story for that low budget, but the performances here all really help carry what almost risks being a slow burn misadventure. However,
That comes later.
overall, I would say I see why this tale stuck out in memory, but does it maintain its golden value all these centuries later? That's what we plan to find out. We love our mummy madness and are long overdue for another good one on this channel. Does this episode conceal a hidden treasure to bow before, or is it a decayed skull? Grab your shovels and Millennium Keys, because we're unlocking this tomb to see. This is our wacky review on the wacky scavenger hunt, The Grave Robber. So, our episode opens up in the ruins of ancient Egypt, where we quickly meet our main characters, the titular Grave Robbers, a trio of cocky tomb raiders sneaking around the pyramids at night to unearth some lost treasures, only to stumble upon the dark side. The main cast is fine. As we soon see, they're all pretty hammy and over the top, but are otherwise performed very well, and do entertain. The characters are all clearly villain protagonists, as this is going to be a comeuppance story, yet they all have unique personas to call their own. We have Harold, the smug evil nerd, who's totally arrogant and thinks he's the smartest con man in the tomb, yet quickly folds under pressure. Eileen, Harold's sexy Catwoman-style girlfriend, who relies on her quick wits and smooth talking to get by. And lastly, their corrupt local guide, Ahmed.
I kill you!
He's taking a cut of that sweet pie by illegally helping them navigate around the pyramid to gain those lost treasures. But despite the underhandedness, the gang partake in some playful banter and camaraderie.
Well, this is the Pharaoh's tomb. It's just an outer chamber.
Who's that? The receptionist?
All are simple villainous chaps, but the episode shows this is going to be anything but simple. As the team infiltrate the Lost Tomb, the show establishes a super creepy set, as there's barely any light, long labyrinths of nothing, and when they attempt to dynamite blow into a secret room, the door magically opens all by itself, wasting zero time letting you know that the supernatural is already here.
I have a bad feeling about this. Well, my name is Ivana, and it's not.
The crew are after the hidden treasure of the pharaoh, Amenhotep III, and upon exploring a grim crypt, they locate the burial tomb of his royal chamberlain, Tapuk, his closest ally, making them discover they're close to the right loot. However, you guessed it, the tomb is cursed, as their robbery awakens the mummy, who kills expendable Ahmed.
Fatality.
Rewarded as a traitor deserves. Also hilariously ironic, as the one guy who believed in the curse ended up suffering from the curse.
Silence!
The mummy lives, and he can talk.
Spoke English!
I speak the language of any intruder in this sacred burial place, so they can hear my curse over their bloody corpses.
He can talk, 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 he can talk.
I can sing!
This is our monster, Tapuk, the Mummy Guardian, an unstoppable juggernaut who acts as the cursed protector of the pyramid, tasked with slaying any intruders who disrupts this sacred ground or his slumber. He's a savage killer, but also a rather friendly gent who craves some wicked sport. He nearly myrtleizes the main robbers, but the mummy's talked out of beheadings thanks to Eileen's persuasion. She begs to spare them, since keeping them alive could amuse him. So the ghoul decides, okay, why? Because he wants to play with them.
I will play with you as if you were my toys. I will amuse myself and then oblivion!
A little sport before dying, dear boy.
Yep, after the opening act luring us into a spooky pyramid, we get our first twist. This isn't a scary episode, it's really a wacky comedy episode.
Say what?
No, Kitten, this episode pulls a walls on us. We're speckle-dwarfed into thinking this was going to be a horror show, only to have the plot reveal that this is a dumb, fun, silly comedy, where the mummy goes from a bloodthirsty monster of our nightmares into a goofball clown, goofing off with his well-deserving hostages. And in all brutal honesty, I think this is one of the funniest episodes I've ever seen. Yeah, no lies, no exaggeration. I found this entry to be stupid fun. I always enjoy when horror anthologies pull a swerve like this, since an unpredictable narrative keeps you guessing, like any good tale should. You don't know where the plot is heading after this, and adding some warped humor into the mix made me enthralled by this, because it's just darn demented. The Mummy is the MVP of this story. He is the most laugh-out-loud hilarious foe of the show. It's so jarring to see an undead zombie act this way, but the series has a blast humanizing him as this morbid stand-up comedian. The Mummy goes from silly and hilarious to darkly creepy in a blink all throughout, leading to some darn tootin' killer knee slappers.
As you wish, Lord Chamberlain to the most high and mighty son of the sun.
What are you saying? You know my title?
Wait, what, are you kidding me? You're a very important man.
Well, yes, but I thought that after all these years... Wait a minute! You read it on my sarcophagus!
Oh,
The Mummy is played by Arnold Stang, who is phenomenal as the ghoul. Stang is a professional character actor and stand-up comedian, known for his over-the-top cartoony roles. My younger viewers may recognize him from numerous voices on Courage the Cowardly Dog, such as the evil eggplants, the sand whale, crackhead banana, and the precious, wonderful, adorable, lovable duckling.
Stop that!
Mama!
But he also played many wacky TV characters, including Hanna-Barbera tune Top Cat. Yes, they got Top Cat to play our mummy. That's so awesome.
I will make marbles of your eyeballs! Benjamin, my boy, we were just deciding what flavor ice cream you were gonna buy for us with your $1. You still have $1, don't you?
Arnold Stang utterly steals the show thanks to his kooky performance. He's beyond funny, as well as pretty well-rounded once we learn more about him. But I think it goes without saying that he's the reason why this episode is so loved. Top Huck lets everyone know that this is going to be a zany romp with a pair of dopey villains trying to outfox a snarky, wisecracking mummy, which is something that helped make the Darkside such an incredibly wild saga. This dude is easily the Uncle Howie of the show.
What do you bet?
What do I bet? My Walkman.
Your what?
What's the big conflict? Well, luckily for the grave robbers, the mummy's bored being trapped underground for all eternity, so they try entertaining him and playing his game in order to buy themselves time to escape. And the mummy totally falls for it. Top Huck craves a good game, so the duo try challenging him with anything they can think of so he won't insta-kill them, such as arm wrestling, riddles, questionnaires, betting, etc. If the goofy mummy doesn't gain a chuckle out of you, then this insanely weird setup definitely should. The arc aims for a Looney Tunes style of humor, with the ridiculous gags, magical setting, snappy one-liners, and even the cast trying to outsmart a villain who could kill them, but mixed with the old school terror of a life or death game, as there's still some high suspense as to what's going to occur next, with the characters biding time by playing around with a supernatural monster in a loving parody of such horrors like The Seventh Seal or Greek myths, where the protagonist has to use their brains to win their survival. Nothing too complex, but it spirals into some deranged fun as it treks on, because seeing a mummy and smug thieves out of their depth here, bantering is what delivers all humor.
What have the face of a woman, the body of a lion, and even when it's working, it always takes pause?
Easy. The Sphinx.
Oh, even I knew that one.
That's older than I am.
A good way to have your stupid comedy while maintaining some sense of danger. Even with this doofiness, the show still manages to make the cast show some character growth. Harold, who initially began as a sly, slick thief with an ego rivaling the Riddler, quickly wusses out and cries for mercy when confronted by real danger, very much exposing he's all talk and not boss like Laura Croft, but a crybaby piss pants like TV Laura Croft.
I'm crying because I peed my pants.
Meanwhile, his girlfriend Eileen is the smart one, attempting to outfox the savage beast or soothing his rage, acting as their temporary shield from karma. It's pretty funny seeing her use her Selena Kyle methods on an undead ghoul.
Come on. 3,000 years of loneliness? You want to keep us around to amuse you for a little.
The only thing that would amuse me would be to watch you die inch by inch.
She's not so hot.
Though the duo are pretty sharp, as the only thing keeping them ahead of Top Huck's wrath is their mind. They frequently attempt outsmarting him and barely dodge bullets because he's so slow. Yet despite seeming foolish, the Ancient Guardian is still a dead serious threat. As we slowly learn, the monster is less a horror movie villain and more so a Power Rangers monster. Bubbly and cartoonish at first glance, but secretly hiding some lethal powers, proving that he's still deadly towards mortals. Top Huck may seem buffoonish on the surface, but the show constantly reminds us how he's OP.
Let's see you do it.
Go! Give me the toy! No!
Now that's how you make solid comedic bad guys. Through quick thinking, the pair discover Top Huck's Achilles heel. He likes to bet. The mummy loves winning prizes at the end of games, where, just maybe, they can score a ticket out of here. Where, I kid you not, the climax has them play strip poker to defeat him.
As a youth, we frequently played with fate's cards, and we had nothing to wager but our garments.
Garments?
Oh, it was most diverting. Every hand a garment was won or lost.
Yes, seriously, this is actually happening. The grave robbers are battling a mummy at strip poker in order to score their freedom. That's so absurd. How can you not love it?
Oh, this is going to be fun.
Wait a minute. Evil Egyptian duels, dark magic, shadow contests, rare plays, card games determining the life or death of the player? What does this remind me of?
It's time to
Oh yeah, Digimon! Tales from the Darkside did shadow games before it was cool. The couple theorize if they beat him, then old Topok will strip enough bandages away to disintegrate into dust. Which is a clever plan, since lucky for them, the mummy's a dummy.
Get rid of those three kings.
But I thought kings are most powerful.
Could three kings ever rule a country? Would they ever agree on anything?
I see what you mean. I have a 3, a 4, a 5, a 9, and a jack deprived of an eye.
Pair of tens. You lose.
What, again?
Pretty hilarious in hindsight too, as not only would Yu-Gi-Oh! Do a serious take on this, but this precise concept was also done by the Tales from the Crypt movie, since it was that legendary. Besides Arnold's outstanding performance, the mummy also has a nifty costume and makeup. The creature looks exactly like how you'd expect a 1,000-year-old corpse would look like once he unravels some rags. It's quite impressive how well the mummy's design holds up, since his skeletal appearance does look ultra nasty. These practical effects never fail to disappoint. But what made the mummy distinct is that he's not only humorous, but shockingly gets the most character development among the entire cast. For real, we learn everything about Topok, revealing that he's not such a one-dimensional ghost like we thought. We hear his tragic backstory, how he never desired to be the temple guardian, and even of his lost love. Topok was once in love with one of the pharaoh's harem. They secretly bonded together when alone, but alas, he never told her how he truly felt before his time came. This detail makes the monster the most likable person in the episode, and in case you didn't hate dirty coward Harold already, he's also a dick who dismisses his sweet moment entirely.
We managed a moment or two together when I held her in
Less
my arms.
talk and more action, pal.
You dare to interrupt my only pleasant memory?
It's pretty amusing how the horror story is openly telling you that yes, we are supposed to like the monster over the villainous human protags. Again, very Power Ranger villain writing, since the goofy rubber monster feels more realistic even when surrounded by mortal humans. Of course, tension never drains. Topok catches on to their cons, so he astral projects himself to gain experience, learning superior card skills from the best source.
Viva Las Vegas!
Now this is where the game gets real. Topok is ready for a serious challenge, as this time both are playing to win big.
And don't think I didn't hear you two plotting against me. You want the door open? Here is the power.
It's time
We then gain a montage of the duelists duking it out, with the mummy scoring points all to the tune of Egyptian rock. Yes, really, it's so funny. The mummy gets an Egyptian musical theme. Watch out, Yami, a new champion rises. But, haha, Harold makes a comeback after some winning hands and newfound confidence, where he and Topok play the final round, all or nothing, leading us to our twist ending. The mummy wins, thanks to a royal flush. Yep, Topok went from newbie dunce to king of the cards, leaving Harold and Eileen as his fools. But the mummy doesn't kill him. Instead, he uses magic to have them swap lives.
Say what?
This was Tophuck's plan all along. The con artist got conned. The mummy revealing his backstory was actually foreshadowing that he disliked being here and sought something more in life. So he played these grave robbing dolts for marks in effort to leave too. Harold's now the new mummy guardian and Tophuck's free, all thanks to some Vegas cheat codes.
And remember what they say in Vegas. Keep your eye on the bottom of the deck. He was bombing the guards. He has just been baited, bagged, buncoed, conned, heisted, and flim-flam.
But Tophuck kept his magic amulet, using it to unlock the door and nope out with all that treasure. But it gets funnier. He even steals Harold's girlfriend. You heard that right. The mummy steals the loser thug's girlfriend. Eileen whores herself out to Tophuck, and while it's clearly just a weasel out of the dungeon, it rubs some extra salt in her douche ex's wounds.
What about me? Are you gonna leave me down here to rot?
Well, Eileen, you do look a lot like that girl in the papyrus reads.
I love older men.
This ending's amazing. How can you not laugh at the monster stealing some jerk's woman? He's indeed a top cat. So, happy ironic ending. Tophuck wins, is finally free from prison, gains newfound love, and Harold's literally dumped in the tomb, trapped alone forever. One robber out-scammed by a better playa. Anywho, that's the end of the oddest Duel Monsters prequel ever, The Grave Robber. And it's truly a priceless gem. I may get some hate for it, but I don't care. This episode's magnificent. I can see why fans worship it highly. It's laugh out loud funny, has insanely unpredictable twists, a crazy conflict where strip poker is the crux of everything, solid dark jokes, and naturally, a marvelous mummy. Harold and Eileen are entertaining characters too, especially how they appeared so arrogant, sly, and in control at the beginning, only to completely break and plead for mercy from a super powerful golem. But I think it's clear the mummy's the star. Tophuck is so enjoyable, creepy, dangerous, tragic, funny, deep, and surprisingly smart beneath his dim demeanor. This dude goes from a basic monster into this ingenious bastard who dupes these overconfident fools, not only winning his happy ending, but even getting laid in the end. Tophuck was only pretending to be a moron the entire time, just to one-up them at the right moment. He's crazy cool.
You magnificent bastard, I read your book!
Arnold Stang is what cements this guy as a top-tier character for the show, since he made what could have been a stupid concept into a classic. The story as a whole is equally good, acting as a nice parody of Greek hero trials, and its influence the Seventh Seal, since a monster playing humans in a life or death strip poker game is comedy gold. If there's a lesson in all this, then I think it's never underestimate your opponent. The grave robbers waltz right into a forbidden area to steal stuff and attempt to con a guy who they think is dumb, only to learn the hard way that they were played. The mummy only sought happiness, so he took it after some careful calculating on his part, punishing some obvious bad guy who mistreated him and his dreams by biting back, and literally beating his enemy at their own game, allowing the more tragic, misunderstood outcast to achieve his happy ending, while the cocky thug only won his karma. Yeah, it's not Shakespeare, but pure dumb fun, since as usual for horror, it teaches a good lesson in that insane supernatural way. I genuinely recommend it, so long as you dig dark comedy. It has a wisecracking mummy, zany characters, hilarious twists, stripping, a bad guy who earns his comeuppance, and the monster even steals the villain's girlfriend. How can you not love it? So, I grant this tale a gold skull and a perfect score. Oh yeah, one of my favorite Darkside fables easily. This is the Uncle Howie / Walls of the series. You cannot sit through this mummy madness without cracking a smile. The grave robber may be playful insanity, but it's a winner you can bet on. I'm your host, Catastrophe, and remember, kiddies, don't ever play card games with Egyptians, cause they always have the rare cards.
Here is the power.
Later, guy.
I love older men.